Hello,
Hello.
thank you so much for your time. Thank you a lot for your time. This is
Of
honor
course.
for me.
Of course, of course.
Hello everyone. Today we have a very special guest with us, a talented fighter, a world champion, and an inspiration for many people in boxing. I am really excited to have this conversation and learn more about her journey, her challenges, and her victories inside and outside the ring. Please welcome the WBC Super-Flyweight World Champion, a fighter with impressive skills, determination, and a powerful story, Adelaida Maria Ruiz.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor. I know you said it's an honor, and it's an honor for me to be asked to get an interview from the UK. So I'm happy and excited to be here with you guys.
Before we start talking about boxing, I would love for people to know more about you as a person. Your journey is inspiring and many young athletes look up to you. How are you feeling today and how has your day been so far?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm alive. So every day that I wake up, it's a blessing from God. Um, every day that I wake up next to my children is a blessing from God. So I'm very happy and I'm grateful to be here. My day's been great. Can't complain.
Every champion has a beginning. I am sure your story started long before the world titles and big fights. Uh,
Yes.
can you tell us how your journey in boxing first began?
It first began at the age of 12 years old. I started boxing. Um, my brothers boxed before, so I was always around the gym, but I didn't start boxing until I was 12. And once I got in that ring, I pretty much fell in love with the with boxing and with the excitement, with the adrenaline that I would get boxing and sparring. um, then I started fighting amateur boxing. After that, I made dreams for myself to become a professional boxer and a world champion. So I did do amateur boxing from the ages of 12 to 17 years old. At 17 years old, I became a mom. So from there, my motherhood journey began. And I always wanted to come back to what I left off. I didn't want to be 30, 40, 50 years old saying I could have, I should have, um, or made excuses. It was because I became a mom that I didn't accomplish my goals and dreams. So I went back to boxing to turn professional. And then the journey of my professional boxing began there. And that was in 2017, almost 10 years ago.
Before becoming a professional boxer, every fighter builds their foundation in amateur boxing. Those early fights often teach the most important lessons. How important was your amateur careers for developing your boxing skills?
It's very important. I mean, amateur boxing not only teach me the experience of boxing, but it taught me respect, discipline, consistency. So I knew what I had to do in order to get to where I wanted to be at professional boxing. I needed to follow everything I did in amateur boxing plus more. So it just taught me the fundamentals. I mean, everything inside the ring, but outside the ring that I needed to know to become a good professional boxer.
Many fighters remember their amateur tournaments very clearly because that is where they gain experience. Do you remember your first amateur tournament?
I do. I actually do. Um, I mean, it is a great experience, but I think overall, I think that's um, boxing, just experience of being around a lot of fighters, a lot seeing everybody's different skills and a lot of fighting styles is different. So you gain experience inside the ring, but you also look at everybody else's skills. So it's great.
Every amateur fighter eventually faces tough opponents. Who was the toughest opponent you faced in amateur boxing?
Amateur boxing, I think the toughest opponent I did face as an amateur would be former champion. I think it's Kalisha West. I did fight her 5 times, and every fight I had with her was a tough fight for me. It was always too close. It could have gone either way. Tough fighter.
Competing in amateur boxing often means fighting many times in tournaments. How did those frequent fights help you grow as a fighter?
Once again, I think just determination, consistency, responsibility to have to maintain your weight at the way you go into tournaments. It's not like professional boxing. You go in, weigh in, fight the next day. We actually have to weigh in the day of our fight. So it's a lot more, it's a lot of responsibility that it taught us or taught me.
Amateur boxing often includes traveling to different cities and tournaments. What was the most memorable trip you had during your amateur career?
The worst, um, the worst, I it would be going to Kansas City, Missouri. Not that it was a bad trip, but I lost that tournament. So I remember I started crying once they told me once I got the decision, I started crying. I cried all the way back to the hotel. I cried back to the airport. I cried from the my trip from Kansas City, Missouri to LAX. So it was just that's the memory that I can't forget. And it was one of the worst ones. I was just crying the whole time.
Many amateur fighters dream about turning professional one day. When did you first thinking about becoming a professional boxer?
I thought about becoming a professional boxer at 15, 16. Yeah, 15, 16 years old. That's when it first came to mind that I want to pursue and become a professional boxer and a world champion.
The transition from amateur to professional boxing is a big moment in a fighter's life. How difficult was the decision to turn professional?
It wasn't because I wanted to become a professional boxing. I did have that almost 10-year layoff with boxing, taking care of my children. So when I came back to boxing, I did one more amateur boxing fight before turning professional, but that was already my goal. So it wasn't as hard to think, okay, I want to do this because I already wanted to become a professional boxer.
Let's summarize your amateur career. What are you satisfied with or not?
Say that again.
Uh, let's summarize your amateur career.
Hmm. So I did 39 fights as an amateur, 36 wins, 3 losses. Yeah.
Becoming a professional boxer changed everything: the pressure, the expectations, and the level of competition. What do you remember most about your professional debut against Rebecca Light?
The what I remember the most, how nervous I was, um, being back in that ring in front of a lot of people. I felt like I had a lot of pressure towards me because I felt like everybody was expecting Cobra as an amateur boxer, now being a professional boxer. So I felt like I had a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations. Everybody expected for me to knock her out. So it just didn't want to I didn't want to disappoint anybody. So it's just that nervous. I was super nervous and my eyelid kept twitching the whole time because I was so nervous. I just didn't want to disappoint anyone in the crowd. So it was just how nervous I was not to disappoint anybody. I just wanted everybody to see me as I'm back. I did it. So I was just nervous. That fight was just me being nervous. I couldn't really think. I just didn't want to disappoint anybody. Yeah.
You are great. Well done. You confidently won on points. I I won all the rounds. You won all the rounds. Were you satisfied with yourself?
I wasn't because again, I didn't want to disappoint anybody, and I felt like everybody wanted me to knock her out. She's tough. Her age didn't match her skills in that ring, so I just got to give it to Becky. It just didn't match, and she was a tough fighter, and I couldn't knock her out. I wanted to knock her out, and I didn't, and I couldn't. So I really wasn't satisfied with that fight.
The first professional fight is always special. Were you nervous before your first professional fight?
I was nervous because I seen the crowd. I seen everybody came out to support me. I seen everybody was out there. Most of the entire venue was just filled with people coming to see me. So that made me really nervous. Again, I didn't want to fail anybody and I was trying to meet their expectations on who La Cobra was to what she was now. So that just made me very, very nervous.
Then there was the fight against Hailey Passion. Something changed in the preparation for the second fight.
Um, it did. I think I became more aware of what was I going to expect in the ring as a professional boxer. Um, I mean, she was a little bit heavier than me. I know I overworked myself that fight. I came in a little lighter, and I had to kind of like gain a little bit of weight that day so we could fight. But just mentally, it changed. I changed mentally. I just knew what to expect and not to expect, not to think about my crowd, to think about myself in there. So preparation changed mentally and physically, pretty much.
The first three fights are sure to win by points against Rebecca Light, Hailey Passion, Delia Gomez. Every fight teaches a fighter something new. What was the biggest lesson you learned in your first few professional fights?
Um, that I needed to change my style for sure. I think I was they taught me I needed more defense in there. I just like to fight, so I'm a brawler, you know. But all three of them taught me I didn't need to receive a lot of punishment, especially Gomez did. I think I received unnecessary punches that fight where I was like, okay, I need to change something about myself. I need to switch my style a little bit. So I mean, those three fights were important to me in in my career.
As fighters gain experience, their confidence grows. When did you start feeling like a true professional boxer?
I think it was my fifth fight or fourth against Reina. Um, I don't. It was Reina. We were both undefeated. That fight, after that fight, that's where I gained my confidence and I felt like a real professional boxer, because I think that was gonna make me or not make me. That was a really tough challenge for me that I took upon my in my early career as a professional boxer. But that, I feel like that's what made me. Hmm.
Then was your first victory by knockout against Brenda Enriquez. Enriquez. You won by a cool knockout. What a feeling it is to end the fight early by knockout.
My first impression there was I got scared. I got really scared. I don't. I mean, I liked it. I liked the knockout. I know. That's every fighter wants to end the fight with a knockout. I did. I'm grateful I did, and I'm happy I did, and it meant a lot to me. But inside the ring, I also knew that Brenda was a mother. So is me as a mother, I'm like, oh my gosh, is she okay? And once I knew she was okay, then I was able to feel happy and feel this joy inside of me, like, hey, I won. But before that, I was really scared.
You won by knockout 8 times. Winning by knockout is always exciting for fans. What is your favorite knockout victory in your career?
I think I would say the stoppage with Reina, the one I said I think I that's when I felt like a real professional boxer. I think that's just that fight just meant a lot to me because one, we didn't prepare for her. Two, she had an amazing amateur career in the past. I mean, she was it. It made me or it was gonna break me. So it just that knockout meant a lot to me.
You were on a series of three consecutive knockouts against Brenda Enriquez, Reina Viridania Garcia Cochija, Carla Valenzuela Garcia.
Mhm.
This is great. Fighters often review their past fights to improve. Do you watch your old fights to learn from them?
I should, but I don't. I think I'm still trying to learn that part of me, but I don't think I have. I don't really watch boxing, so I don't watch fights. I'm not too much of a boxing fanatic. I just like doing it. So going back to my old fights is just something I don't do. I tend to work with my father, which is my coach, and I trust him a lot on that. So he is the one that watches my fights over and over and over and over to watch my mistakes and then what we need to work on. So I trust him to tell me what I need to work on. But I'm also learning myself that maybe it would be a good thing for me to sit there and watch what I'm doing wrong. So I'm still working on that. I don't do it now, but hopefully in the future I will be doing it.
Tell me about, please, your first draw in your career against Sonia Osorio. At stake was the temporary title, interim title, a world champion, WBC. What do you
Yes.
think about that fight?
Um, Again, it was such a loss to me. I'm such a crybaby. So that draw, I don't honestly I don't think it should have been a draw. I think it should have been a no contest. I honestly felt like she could have continued fighting. I mean, I don't know what she felt at the time, but where her cut was, I think it was more on the side, somewhere here. The blood wasn't really going into her eyes. I've seen more extravagant at worst cuts in the boxing, um like in the boxing world. I've seen worse than that. I've seen some here, I've seen some, like, I've seen worse. So I think if she really wanted to she could have continued to fight that day, but she didn't. So it's just, I think I just didn't agree with everything that happened. But again, that fight did teach me a lot of things. So
You fight against Sonia Osorio. Osorio suffered a cut of a left ear due to accidental head butt in the first round. Referee waived of contest after the second on advice of the doctor. It was a cool fight, but the title was at stake. Interim title of the world champion. And championship fights bring a lot of pressure. How did you prepare mentally for your world title fight, interim world title fight?
um, again, that was my first world title fight. So I really didn't know how to mentally prepare myself. I think for that fight, I physically prepare myself more than mentally, which was one thing I did learn from that fight. Again, it didn't go my way, but I did learn a lot from that fight. And preparing myself mentally was one of them because I didn't do it that fight. But I learned a lot of experience with the whole camp, um, preparing myself physically and everything about that fight. I just learned a lot. There was a lot to learn from, but mentally I didn't prepare myself, and that's a mistake I did.
How did you feel psychology after the draw? The title was nearby.
Again, it was a big loss, not to only me, but my team, my father, my family. We went a long way. We went out there um, to bring back that title home, and we didn't. So it was a great loss. It was just tough on me mentally. Um, it was, again, I cried from Mexico all the way to LAX. So it was rough. It took me, I want to say, uh, I was down. I want to say like 2, 3 months out, just because it was a big loss to me. I was so close. It was like taking candy from a baby. You don't do that. So, yeah.
Interim world title was nearby. Tell me about your return in the fight against Nancy Franco. You come back beautifully by winning by knockout. And fans always want to know about training camps. What does a typical training camp look like for you?
A typical training camp depends on the fight. I mean, it always depends on who the opponent is. Unfortunately, with Nancy Franco, I did not know she was going to. I really didn't know I was actually fighting September the 25th. It had been announced, but I didn't have an opponent. So mentally, you're unable to prepare yourself for somebody. You're just at the gym saying, "Hey, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't." So it was a surprise for me then. I pretty much had 2 week notice telling me you're gonna fight Dancing Franco. Do you want to take it? It's going to be for the silver WBC. How can I say no to that? So, but for it depends on the fighter. I tend to prepare myself 6 to 8 weeks for a fight, um, mentally and physically now with strength and conditioning, running, my boxing, my nutrition. I tend my eating changes. I try to be consistent with my vitamins, and it's just everything takes a toll on it now.
Uh, did they radically change anything after draw?
Oh yes, yes. Mentally and right here, I did not want to give up. I wasn't going to give up, and I changed pretty much. I knew that I wasn't going to stay inside and try to brawl, to not try to do the headbutt, the accidental headbutt. So I try my best to keep Nancy on the outside so it wouldn't happen again. I said it was not going to happen to me again. I'm not going to allow an accidental headbutt to do something like it happened in Mexico. So yes, it did change. I try to keep her on the outside this time.
Then you got one step closer to the interim title, a world champion again. Your match, your fight against Edith de Jesus Flores. You winning by technical knockout. Every fighter has a strategy in the ring. How do you usually study your opponents before a fight?
I allow my dad to do that again. I don't really go back and watch boxing or previous fights of my opponents. So what I do is just I allow my dad to watch them, and then I trust him enough to for him to bring it back to the gym, and we prepare, and he tells me what I need to work on, and we work on it repeatedly. We over and over and over again. So it's just I allow my father to do the work, and then he just teaches me.
What is your main strength? You just destroyed Edith de Jesus Flores.
What was my what?
What is your main strength?
Um, like strength.
Strength.
Oh, like power, like
Power. Sorry.
uh, like what did I do in that? I think it was my. I honestly think it's my left hook and the body punches. Like in my left, any punch that comes from my left hand, I think it's is my biggest strength. It could be the jab, it could be the left hook, it could be a body punch. Any punch that comes from the left hand is it's powerful. So anything that came from this side did it for me.
You are great boxer.
Thank you.
Boxing styles can change during a long career. Has
Yes.
your boxing style evolved since your debut?
Definitely yes. Before in my debut as a professional boxer, I was just a brawler. I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted to win and fight. So now I am able to box. I'm able to brawl. I'm able to time. My timing is it's good. I'm able to switch from southpaw to orthodox nicely. A lot has changed from my first fight to now.
Many fighters rely heavily on their coaches. How important is your coach in your success?
It's very important. I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for my father slash coach. I think at times he believes in me more than I believe in myself. And in that, it's very important to have somebody that supports you the way my father slash coach does it for me. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing things because I feel down, but mentally, even if it's not that he's physically training me, he's mentally training me. So we have those moments where we have those days that he's just mentally training me and not just physically training me. And that's very important in boxing.
Support from family and friends can make a big difference. Who has supported you the most during your professional career?
My family definitely has to be my family and my children. Um, it hasn't been one fight that my family has not. I come from a big family. My parents had 11 children, so there hasn't been one fight that they don't support me. They support me inside the ring and outside the ring. You know, when my children were little, we always had a plan for them to help me with my children, or just being there, oh, I'll buy your boxing shoes, or I'll get you your boxing outfit. Like, they're always supporting me, so in a way, always contributing to giving to me to be able to go to the next step. So it definitely my family, my children.
Next, let's talk about the moment when you first become the WBC interim world champion. Your fight against Sonia Osorio was unforgettable. What did you change compared to the first fight against her?
uh, Mentally preparing myself. That fight, that camp, if I went at 100 my first camp in my first fight with her, this time I went 200. We changed my boxing style to become not brawl. Again, it was more of a boxing, not allowing her to come inside. I knew what I was expecting from her. And so yeah, we for sure changed our boxing style. We changed our sparring partners. We changed. I mean, we knew what to expect. So we just went at 200 during camp and boxing, strength and conditioning, recovery, because it's important to recover, which I didn't do my first fight. I did recovery days and mental days as well. So yes.
How did you celebrate the interim title a world champion?
How did I celebrate it? I did a get together with my family at my house when I got back. So it's just family and my kids and us, No friends, no nothing. It was just I just wanted to be with my family. That was the first celebration. The rest of the celebrations came after, but the first one was my family at home and get together dinner.
It's a cool moment. Are you completely satisfied with the way you spent the fight?
Um, yeah, I did. I was satisfied. I did exactly what I was told to do. I did miss a couple of things, but at the end, I felt satisfied with how I did that fight.
You have a lot of fans who cheer for you. Fans are important part of boxing. How does it feel fighting in front of your fans?
Um, it's amazing. It's important. It's really, really important. Um, I know they go there to support me, and most of my fans, I tend to try to uh, bond with them, or I try there's no fan that has ever came to me and I did not take a picture with them, or I didn't talk to them. So seeing them out there cheering for me, just it means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Then, then you defended your title 4 times against Maria Esther del Angel Diaz, Maria Cecilia Roman, Mayela Perez, Caterina Tacone Ramos. Uh, what do you say about these 4 fights?
Um, They were good. I mean, I know Cecilia has a good background. She was a former world champion, so that fight was, again, it meant a lot to me as well because I knew her background. I knew she was a former world champion, an awesome fighter, So having her telling me I was a tough fighter and winning that fight by stoppage, it was great. I did it. It came by surprise to me actually because she was such a tough fighter. She wasn't giving up, and yeah, I did it. I did that. So it meant a lot. And then Katerina, and the Brazilian fighter, tough opponent. I still follow her. I still follow her career. I know she's going to become a world champion one day. she is an awesome fighter, but she's a tough fighter. And again, it was a good fight. It was a really good fight against her.
You have been defending a interim title for a long time. Why didn't they fight for a full-fledged title for so long?
We tried. We did try. My manager did try to go for the full the WBC full title, but there was always something. Either she was out on medical, or she was defending with somebody else, or there was always something in between, something happening, so it just wouldn't happen for me. But I waited for a pretty long time.
No one has defended the interim title so many times. Then there was the fifth defense against Ginny Fudge's. This is first loss. Every boxer experiences victories and difficult moments during their career. Sometimes defeats can teach even more than wins and help fighters grow stronger both mentally and physically. How did you feel right after your first professional loss, and what emotions went through your mind?
It was a big, big loss. I felt like I failed everyone. I felt like I failed my coach, my dad, my children, my fans. Boxing is it's a lot to me. It's all pretty much all I know. So family is my peace and my happiness. So when I lost that fight, I felt like I lost everything. I came so far being undefeated that I just didn't lose my title. I lost my undefeated record. So with that being said, it was just a tough loss to me, and I just felt like I failed everybody.
Many champions say that a defeat can become a turning point in their career. It often forces fighters to analyze their mistakes and come back even stronger. What was the biggest lesson you learned from that first defeat?
My biggest lesson, again, it did break me. I thought I was done. It did get to me mentally, because I wanted the rematch so bad, but sometimes we don't get what we want because pretty much we need to learn, and it took me a couple of months to learn what I needed to learn from that fight, which was, I mean, it just, I've learned a lot. I can't really put it in words, but I now I know I'm ready for it again. I would love the rematch with Jeannie, and I would love to fight her again, and do the things I didn't do that first fight. We just everything. It was just everything. I can't put it in words, but I learned so much from it that I'm mentally not ready, physically not ready, and I have what I didn't have in that fight. I have it now.
You can count in any direction. A very close fight. There was a defeat by a split decision of the judges. You agree with the judges?
Um, yeah, I I thought it could have been a draw. I would have seen a draw. I mean, Jenny did. She had a lot of speed. She was putting in a lot of punches, but I was putting the most precision punches in. Mine were going in. You could have seen mine more with power, more in. They were more like what I mean, it could have gone either way. They could have gone either way or a draw, so it just doesn't matter. But I felt like my punches were going in more persistent than hers were, and with more power. But it was a good fight.
After that, many break down. You are unbreakable. Fans always admire fighters who come back stronger after loss. It shows true character and determination. Did that loss change anything in your training, mindset, or preparation for future fights?
It did. It did change. Again, I explain it like a piggy bank. I was adding pennies before. Now I'm adding quarters onto my training camp. I changed a lot. The way of my training, we changed it. We added a lot more things to it, and then again, mental training. It's very very important, which I didn't really thought it was before, but now I see it and now I know it. So we just changed a lot more to my training and recovery and the way I think. So and who I surround myself with, because it does affect you in your fights. I mean, everything. Yes, yeah.
Then I wanna talk about your return, your fight against Lucy Elena Aguilar Ventura. After a defeat, the next fight is always very important. Many fighters feel extra motivation to prove themselves and show their true level in the ring. How important was your first fight after the loss for your confidence and your career?
It was really important. I needed to win that fight. I knew Luz was a tough fighter. I seen her opponents who she has lost to, who has she beat, and I knew she was going to be a tough fighter. I knew it was going to be pretty much impossible to break her if I didn't, um, follow through with my slash dad's coaches, what he would tell me. So I just needed to fight that fight very smart, you know. So it was really important, though. It was really important for me to win. I had to win the fight.
You confidently defeated her, but fans always pay close attention to a fighter's comeback performance. It can show how strong a champion really is. What was going through your mind when you walked into the ring for that fight after the loss?
What was going in through my mind? I just wanted to win, and not. I just wanted to win, and not get hurt. I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to receive that many punches. I knew she was a tough fighter, but what was just going through my mind was just winning in front of my people and showing them that I'm back and stronger.
Becoming a world champion is the dream of every boxer. It takes years of hard work, discipline, and sacrifices to reach that moment. When did you first start believing that you could become a world champion?
Mm, uh, I think after my fight with Nancy Franco, I felt like I'm a few steps getting, a few steps closer to being a world champion, and I could be a world champion if I put in my mind to it and work into it.
And finally, let's talk about the top of your career, about your fight against Alexas Kubitsky. This is a big fight. Every championship fight has a special atmosphere. Fighters know that their career can change forever in that moment. What was going through your mind when you found out you would fight for the world title?
Happiness. It was just we just felt happy. Um, we felt like we finally did it. And I share that happiness with my father again. I mean, he's been with me through it all, through my whole career. So it was just something we were really hoping and aiming for. And we've been waiting for it. We've been waiting for that opportunity and that chance. And we finally got it. It finally was happening. So a lot of happiness, a lot of different emotions, but overall happiness. I'm very grateful with God for making that happen.
Preparing for a world title fight is very different from preparing for a regular fight. How was your training camp different when you prepared for the world championship fight?
Um, Again, it's like a little piggy bank. I was adding dollars to it and not just, quarters. Um, it was physically, mentally preparing myself, boxing, strength and conditioning, running, sleeping, recovering. Um, it was just my world was just boxing. My life was just surrounded by boxing. No going out with to family event parties. I was pretty much I've never said no to interviews, but during my camp for my fight, I just wanted to focus on my fight. That's all I wanted to do. So I mean, I was just living boxing those weeks before my fight.
You deserve it. World championship fights always bring a lot of pressure and attention from fans and media, social media. Did you feel extra pressure before fighting for the world title, WBC title?
I did. I did because it was my first opportunity, and I didn't want to again fail my team, my management. They worked so hard as well to try to get me this title opportunity. So I just felt like I needed to show them that I did train for it and I wanted it as bad as they did, and I wanted it as bad as I've been wanting that opportunity. I just wanted to show them that I was really grateful. So the pressure was there. I just felt like I needed to do it. I needed to win.
This battle was long and intense. It was a drama, big drama in the ring. During a championship fight, every round can change the outcome. At what moment during the fight did you feel that you were going to win the title?
It always takes me a I'm not a slow starter, but I think it takes me a couple of rounds to get into the rhythm. So I think it was after the fourth or fifth round that I was just like, okay, I'm in the rhythm now. I got it. Yeah.
The announcement of the winner is always the most emotional moment. The most emotional moment. What did you feel when the referee raised your hand as the new world champion?
I was so happy. I don't even remember what was my thoughts. I honestly didn't even know my dad carried me because my dad never carries me. I think I was just speechless and mindless. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was just happy, but my mind was everywhere, everywhere. It was just I know every boxer's reaction is different, but I was so speechless and mindless. I couldn't even think. I I know a lot of boxers cry, but I think that happened afterwards. After I was just like, I have the title, it's mine. It's actually mine. I just nothing came to mind at that point. I was just really happy. If you see me, I'm just smiling the whole time. But in my mind, my mind was just going everywhere.
You agree this moment. You deserve this moment. Becoming a champion changed a fighter's life in many ways. How did your life change after winning the WBC world title?
Mm. I don't think my life has really changed after winning the title. Um, my goals have changed. My way of thinking has changed, but my life in general hasn't changed. I'm the same me. I'm the same Cobra. Um, I just feel accomplished now. I feel like now they could call me when they would say, "Hey, champ." I didn't think it was right for them to call me a champ, but now I'm like, okay, I am the champ. Like you could call me champ, but in general, I just think I'm the same me. Nothing really has changed. Just my mind of thinking, the way I think.
You deserve it like no one else. Before that, you defended the title of interim champion of the world 4 times. Fans often dream about the moment when their favorite fighter becomes champion. What did it mean for you to represent your country as a world champion?
It means a lot. I mean, it means it's I'm the champion. So it means a lot, especially bringing it back home, bringing it back to Los Angeles, bringing him around back to my hometown, and you know, back to the kids, to the kids, and to the gyms around me, to the coaches around me that have known me for years. It just means a lot. I know it means a lot to them as much as it means to me because a lot of my fans as well has followed my career since the start. So they knew how hard it was for me from the very beginning to now, seeing me with the title. So it means a lot. I can't really put the words together, but it means a lot.
After becoming a world champion, fighters often start thinking about even bigger goals. Boxing history remembers champions who unified all belts. Is becoming an undisputed world champion one of your biggest goals?
It is and it was. I do wanna unify, but if it doesn't happen, I would love to go up to 118 and fight at 118. So become a world champion in different divisions. That's one of my goals. I wanted to unify, but as far as where I'm at now with my career, unification fights are very, very hard to get. We were trying to unify. Um, as soon as I got the world title, I wanted to unify, but it's extremely hard. So I would love that, but I would also love to be a world champion in different divisions. So going up to 118 would be one of my goals as well. Mhm.
Fans always love to see champions chasing greatness. Which titles would you like to win next in your division?
All of them. No, yeah, all of them. But yes, the WBO will be one of them. The WBA will be another one. The IBF will be another one. Um, Again, I would like all of them. I think there's a vacant one, but I would like to fight one of the world champions to unify our division and then go up to 118 if that's possible. So, yeah.
Every champion continues to evolve during their career. What parts of your boxing skills are you currently working on the most?
Mm, my defense, my timing. I mean, pretty much everything. I like to perfect the things I do. So I'm just working on everything. My timing, everything. Just yeah.
Some fighters dream about moving to another weight class. Have you ever thought about moving to a different weight division?
Yes, all the time. So like I said, I would love to fight at 118, 122, and 126. That would be my goal. As an amateur boxer, my fighting weight class was 125. So as a professional, I went down to 115 because I was just I became more responsible with the way I eating and everything. But yeah, 118, 122, 126 will be the goal.
Many champions also think about their legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave in boxing?
Um, I would love to leave that you could do it no matter what. No matter what, you don't need, how can I put it? I came this far without nothing. I did it all by myself. I didn't know anybody. I was selling tickets by myself. It was just, it's with the hard work. So not only being that, oh, you're the best world female boxer around, is just that you could actually do it. Any male, any female, as long as you put in the work, you could do it. So if Cobra did it, Cobra put in the work, you guys could do it too. So pretty much just put in the work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you know or where you're going or what you're doing. If you put in the work, it eventually will come to you.
You are a cool boxer. You work a lot. I admire you. We in Ukraine support you. Fans, Ukrainian fans, always interested in what motivates a champion every day. What motivates you to keep training and pushing yourself every day?
That would be my children and my dad. I just want to make them proud. And of course, myself. I want to give it to myself, but it motivates me. My children motivate me the most.
Life outside the ring is also important for athletes.
Oh,
What do you enjoy doing when you are not training or fighting?
I love to coach. So it's still boxing, but I love coaching. I love coaching and I love matchmaking. My dad coaches amateur boxers, so I love to, match up their fights, match up their sparrings. So just coaching and being a mom. I love being a full-time mom as well when I'm not fighting.
Behind is a grueling fight for the title of world champion. Every champion needs moment of rest and recovery. How do you usually relax after a tough fight or training camp?
How do I usually relax? I stay home. No, I get massages. I mean, I have pretty much things that I need to do here at home, but relaxing, staying home, watching movies with my children, just that's my recovery after a fight with long weeks worth of not being with my kids and spending time with them. After my fights, I just like to be with them. So watching movies and staying home.
Many athletes have hobbies that people don't know about. Do you have any hobbies outside of boxing?
Uh, any hobbies outside boxing? I don't. Uh, let's see. Being a his mom, being a mom counting. I don't know. I love being a mom. I love spending time with my children. So whatever my kids like to do, I like being a mom. So just being a mom and not having to worry about boxing at all.
Mom, it's a sacred.
Yes.
Fans often wonder what champions are like in everyday life. How would your friends describe you outside the ring?
um, they would describe me as a positive person. They always say I'm too positive. Um, they don't know how I could do it. They say I'm always moving around, I'm always on the go. Um, they would say very energetic person, very happy person, um, inspiring. They always say I'm inspiring and I'm just fun to be around.
Your name is already inscribed in gold letters in the history of boxing. Many athletes inspire the younger generation. What advice would you give to young girls who dream about becoming boxers?
Don't give up. Do not give up. Do not believe anybody else. You believe in yourself. Don't don't go with what other people tell you. If somebody tells you you're not going nowhere, do not believe them. Just keep working, keep working, keep working. Hard work does pay off. Um, Sometimes we don't have the support that we need, but if as long as you're working, the support will come. Don't give up.
Some fighters also want to help their communities. Do you plan to help young athletes in the future?
Definitely, yes. I love to coach. I love coaching. I want to become a full time coach and an advisor at this point for any children that or kids or young athletes that want to go from being amateur to being a professional. I would love to be an advisor, not a manager, but an advisor. You know, if they need any advice on what to do, what they could do, I want to be that person they could come to and get advice from.
You have a lot of new fans. Champions often become public figures. How has fame changed your life?
Um, not much really. It's just when they're talking or when I go somewhere and somebody tells me, "Can I get a picture?" It just makes me happy to know that they know who I am and what I'm about, or when they ask me for advice there, or when they want to take pictures. It makes me happy.
Traveling is part of a boxer's career. What country would you love to fight in one day?
UK. I would love to go to the UK and fight one day. Yes, that's one of them.
Is there a dream arena where you would love to fight? Maybe Wembley?
A fight? A what?
Yes. Dream arena where you would love to fight.
Um, I Wait. Say that again.
Oh. Is there a dream arena where you would love to fight?
A dream. Uh,
Dream arena.
what is
Arena.
arena? Oh, the arena. Oh,
Sorry for my
sorry, sorry.
English.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I would love to fight at New York. The Square Madison, the Square Madison. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the old arena over there in New York. I think that's just because it's very known for fighters. I would love to fight there one day.
What is your biggest dream outside of boxing?
My biggest dream outside boxing is to um, open up a boxing gym for children.
Many athletes enjoy sharing their experience. Would you ever consider writing a book about your journey?
I would love to. Yes, I've said it. I've told a couple of people that I would love to write a book about my journey and how I got to where I'm at and my personal life. You know how it all started from when I started boxing all through now. So yeah, that will be something. I feel like it will inspire a lot of people, not just women.
Champions often reflect on their life journey. What moment in your life are you most proud of?
Mm, mm. One moment, I'm just proud of being here. I left a very toxic relationship in the past domestic violence. So being able to walk away alive from that part of my life to now and to what I am now, it just makes me proud of who I am and who I become and the person I am now.
Before we finish this interview, I just want to say that your journey is truly inspiring. You showed incredible determination, discipline, and heart to become a world champion. Many young athletes look up to you, and your story proves that with hard work and belief in yourself, anything is possible. Your career already includes big fights, challenges, and a world championship title, but every champion continues writing their story. What is the one moment in your future boxing career that you dream about the most?
What is it that I dream of the most?
Yes.
I think to be able to be a professional, not a world champion in different divisions. So if I was to be able to make that happen, that is something I do. I that would fulfill me, and I think that's what I want the most. Be a world champion in different divisions. So that's a dream that will definitely make me fulfill and dream of.
You will become an undisputed champion.
Thank you.
Finally, many fans around the world follow your journey and support you. Do you have any final message for your fans who support you and watch your fights?
I just want to say that I'm very grateful. That I'm very grateful and thank you so much for following me and following my career because it means a lot to me. Because if it wasn't for the fans, pretty much we wouldn't be here. Every boxer needs their fans and their support and the support of everybody that follows my journey. It's very, like I'm thankful. I'm very, very thankful and thank you.
Adelaida, thank you a lot for taking the time to speak with me today. It was truly an honor to hear about your journey, your challenges, and the incredible work you've put into becoming a world champion. Your story is inspiring, and I'm sure many fans and young fighters will learn a lot from your experience. I wish you the very best in your future fights and in your journey toward even greater achievements. Thank you again for this great conversation.
No, thank you for reaching out and thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.